Hi, could you talk about pen maintenance when using inks with glitter, like Herbin 1670? Does the glitter come off with rinsing, or would it require disassembling and physically cleaning the feed? Okay, so I'm getting obviously a lot of shimmering, sheening ink questions right now because of the Shimmertastic and all the, the Emerald of Chivor not being that old. So it's gotten a lot of attention right now. So this is a great question. So I haven't used and cleaned out all the diamond Shimmertastics yet. So I'm gonna have to go a little bit on assumption here that all the Shimmertastics are going to, they are all writing a little bit differently from each other, like different flow, different shading, that kind of thing. So there's definitely some different properties in there. But in terms of cleaning, it's not like some are permanent and some are crazy. You know, it's really, you're essentially all dealing with this kind of like glitter stuff. So I'm going to go off the assumption that my advice here will translate pretty well to all of these different inks. Time will tell whether that actually holds true or not. So general maintenance of it, just kind of ongoing maintenance, like you would have with any pen, cleaning it out every couple of weeks, especially if you're using the same ink in the pen continuously. Clean it out every few weeks with just a half thorough rinsing of water. And if you're going to ink it back up with the same ink, you just get whatever remaining water out, ink it back up, and you're good to go. You don't have to super thoroughly clean it. It's if you're changing colors, that's when you're going to want to more thoroughly clean it. Especially, I would definitely consider these inks to be more of a high maintenance ink than your typical fountain pen ink because it's got this glitter stuff in there. It's not as bad as some of the permanent inks and some of the other like really clingy inks like Kung De Chang from Noodler's Wayman Sepia, Noodler's Bay State Blue gets a reputation for being hard to clean. It cleans easier with bleach. That's really the magical formula that gets it out of there. But, these particular shimmering inks, it's not like they're gonna like cling to every part of your pen. What I've found is that they cling a lot to the feed, especially if you have an ebonite feed, because it's more porous and it really wants to hang out in there. But your feed, all around like the feed and the nib where it gets into the grip, maybe like if you got a piston pen or a converter, it'll kind of hang out like around the piston seal and stuff like that. Any like joints or crevices, the sparkles will kind of want to hang out in there a little bit. Cleaning and flushing definitely with water really kind of gets most of that. If you want to go a step further, you can put a little dish soap in your water. That'll help. A pen flush, an ammonia-based pen flush will really help even more. You flush over and over again. It won't get everything, but it'll get it clean enough to where you use other inks in it and they'll be perfectly fine. If you want to get it like squeaky, perfect clean, that's when you really need to get into kind of disassembling it. So in that way, it can kind of be a pain. So you want to make sure that whatever pen that you're putting this sparkly ink into, that it's something that you're going to be comfortable with, either disassembling and cleaning it eventually, or having some sparkles hang around for a while. That's just how it is. You don't want to go throwing this thing into your super rare and valuable pen that's incredibly impossible to clean and then be upset when it's incredibly impossible to clean. Just be realistic about what you're putting into your pen, and then you'll be okay. So that's kind of one thing. And I would say like you're going to find these particular inks, they're really kind of a specialty ink. It's not like they're going to be for everybody. So if you want that sparkly, shimmery thing, you're probably going to find that there's certain papers, certain pens and stuff that are going to be really ideal for these sparkles. Because of that, you're probably going to find that you're not going to want to just take this new bottle of whatever, shimmering sand, or not shimmering sands, sparkling sands or the shimmering sea. Oh, I can't remember the names of all of them now. Emerald of Chivor, whatever it might be. You're going to not want to take that one bottle of ink and be like, I want to ink all my pens with this, because then you're going to be like, I have to clean all my pens now. Start out with like a pen or two, and just start out with some of your wetter pens and a flex pen if you have it, and kind of experiment like that. But probably what you're going to find eventually is you're going to have like just a couple of pens that you want to use this type of stuff in, because those are going to be the ones that draw out the most of the sparkle anyway. It's not like all your pens are going to perform the best with this type of ink. So you'll be a little bit of experimentation in the beginning, and then down the road, you're going to have like 1 or 2 or 3 pens that you're probably going to use these sparkly inks. You'll probably have, if you really like the sparkle ink thing, you've got a bunch of options now with the Shimmertastic especially. You got a bunch of options. All the 4 of the 1670 JR Bond inks, plus all 10 of the Shimmertastic. That's now 14 sparkly glittery inks out there that are like really kind of, aren't just sheening inks, but like glittery. Now you've got some options in terms of color. So you're probably gonna have a pen or 2 or 3 that you really like to use for that sparkliness, and then you'll rotate those sparkly inks throughout those particular pens. And those you won't need to do a super thorough, disassembly type cleaning. It's really just you'll clean and flush with like a pen flush and then go to the next ink. So if you do get to a situation where you're completely disassembling the pen, using Q-tips can definitely help to get like inside the barrel and some of the crevices inside the pen. And then an old toothbrush will help tremendously. An old toothbrush, especially with a pen flush or like a dish soap or something like that, that can help a lot when scrubbing the feed or cleaning the nib or inside the grip of the pen even maybe. That can help tremendously. So that's what I would recommend for those situations. But either way, those inks can be a lot of fun. You just want to make sure you know what you're getting into when you start to ink them up.